Who's got the microphone?
Race, we've asked you about this in different ways, but now as you actually start to think about the process of preparing for a season kind of in this new offense, Coach Woodson, you've talked about, Coach Woodson's talked about showcasing kind of the parts of your game facing the basket, even beyond the perimeter. Where do you think that is, and how much further do you think you can take it in terms of what you can do offensively, this season?
Coach Woodson, he just gives me a lot of confidence to play. All the coaches do, actually. But I think I'm getting better every day. He urges me to shoot. We watched him come the other day. He's just like, what do you want you to do right here? What do you want you to do right now? Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. So it's just like every day just gives me more and more confidence. And then again, handle the ball with facing the basket and playing the game. That's really what I used to do in high school a lot. So it's really just getting back to my roots and just getting more and more comfortable with it again and just getting better every day.
Kevin.
Race, ask Trace about this, I guess you guys point up at the banners before each workout. I'm just curious about, that standard and that expectations of having, and I know it's preseason and, everyone has rosy expectations, but just how that maybe drives you guys or will drive you guys through this next month preparing for the season.
We talk about it every single day, and we don't want to just talk about it, we're trying to be about it. So I think every day we come in, we look at those banners before we work out. After we work out, we're working towards a bigger thing, bringing back basketball greatness to Bloomington, Indiana. So I think it just really motivates us every single day to just come in here, even on days where it's tough or I'm tired or whatever, but when you point up there, you just want to be better every single day, so it's good motivation for us.
Mike?
Reese, I asked Trace this question too. I believe you're actually the elder statesman on the roster now. I'm just curious, since you've been here, how much has being a student athlete changed? You got the transfer portal again, in this likeness. Do you feel much more empowered than you did when you arrived?
I would say the NIL stuff definitely makes you feel a little more empowered. You are talking to people way more than you were before. And you can just really benefit off of who you are. Indiana basketball is one of the top platforms, so a lot of our teammates and things are doing really well off of it. And I think it's an exciting thing for college basketball, people being able to. I think we deserve it. We're putting a lot of time to this, and I think overall it'll be good in the long run.
Go ahead.
How are you doing, Race?
Great, how are you?
I'm doing well. I don't think we've asked you this, but when you decided to come back to Indiana, I guess what were kind of those first conversations like with Coach Woodson, and what really kind of resonated with you and made you want to come back?
I'd say when I was in the portal and Coach Woodson was calling me, he called me almost every day when I was home. He really was just being real with me, and it was just he's a real human, he's a good guy, and then tell me what he wants me to do and play my game and do this and have a relationship and all this. And I'm thinking, I know who Coach Woodson is, I know his history, I know who he is, I know what he's done, and then after he's telling me who he is, and I can tell he's real. My dad talked to me, he knew he was real, and I think I said this before, I said I don't know how you can say no to Coach Woodson. I don't care who you are. I don't know how you can say no to Coach Woodson.
Mike?
Trey, how much better are you than when you came here? What have you done to get better as a player?
Yeah, I'd say just stay in the gym. I think that's one thing I've really focused on is just keep competing and keep trying to get myself better and grow every day. I think through the off season, that's one time that you can really get better and improve yourself in your game. And I think I've improved overall in everything. So.
Trey, a lot of you guys have been talking about just Coach Woodson's offense being a little bit positionless and free-flowing and such. Certainly that seems to fit your skill set well, where you can kind of go from spot to spot. From what you guys have done so far in practice and scrimmage and such, how have you felt that? And am I accurate there in saying how much you might like filling those roles?
Yeah, I think so. Everyone's touching the ball, and I think that's one thing that's really helped us because we're moving it and we're passing it well. And I think that's helped me a lot too, because there's a lot of open lanes because we're starting to open it up a little more, and I'm able to get downhill and create for others, and that's one thing I feel like I'm pretty good at. And I think that's helped me in my game get to see that part.
Dylan?
Yeah, Trey, I kind of wanted to ask you the same question that Kevin asked Race about looking at banners every day, especially as an Indiana kid. What does that mean to you? And Does that put any extra pressure on you guys to say this is the expectation?
No, I don't think it's pressure. I think it's just a privilege for us. I think the history that comes with Indiana basketball, I mean, it's a great experience to be here in this gym every day, competing for what the history holds. And I think that's one thing that Coach Woodson came back for, is to win banners, and I think that's what we're all trying to do. And it reminds us every day when we look up the banners, and Coach Woodson's pointing to it, it's something that we work for. We're not working for ourselves, working for each other, because we all want to see each other succeed, and we want to win together. I think with us being able to look at that after and before practice, I think it just gives us an extra boost and keeps us prepared. I think it's going to help us for sure.
Dustin.
Race, to go back to your conversations with Coach Woodson when you were in the portal. I mean, was he saying at the time, I want you to be a more perimeter-oriented stretch four type guy? And was that a reason to stay? Did you want to do something different than you've done in your previous seasons in Indiana?
Yes and no. I wouldn't say he was like, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. It was just like, I want you to play basketball. I don't want you to play anything other than your game. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. I don't want you to do anything you don't want to do, really. I mean, of course, he's going to push you to be better, but it's not that he was like, you're only going to face the basket. You want a kid to do what you want to do. Like, at the same time, he's a coach. Then he's going to tell me what I'm best at, and you're going to play your strengths, obviously. But, I mean, yeah, he said, if you show me you can do this, then you can do this, and I'm going to let you do it. So, I mean, as long as you show him you can do something, he's not going to limit your game. And that was something that was exciting when I was talking to him.
Go ahead.
How are you doing, Trey?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. I asked Anthony the same question, but like right after the coaching change, I think Tipton put out a tweet pretty much saying that you were committed to Indiana. Why was that something that you wanted to do without knowing who's going to be on the roster and who the new coach would be?
Yeah, I think for me, I just had trust in Scott Dolson. I knew he was going to make the right choice, and I was behind him the whole time. And he told me to just hang tight and trust in the process, and I had his back, and I think that's one thing I wanted to show to everyone, that I was going to leave no matter what. I think that's just one thing for me. That was my plan the whole time, and it was out of nowhere, but I think that's about my plan. So.
Okay, anything else? Gentlemen, you're dismissed.